Are you building a WordPress website? Well, it might be slow and you don't even know. Just because it loads fast for you does not mean it loads fast enough for everyone, and that could be costing you in more ways than one. So in this video, we'll go over how you can check to make sure your site is fast enough and how to speed it up if it isn't. Don't worry, we'll get your WordPress site fixed in no time. First, let's talk about why having a fast website matters. When your site is slow, it's frustrating not just for you, but for your visitors. Slow websites lose traffic, visibility on Google, and revenue. Luckily, there are some easy ways to check to make sure your site is running at a good speed. By putting your site URL into Google's Page Speed Insights, we can see where exactly your website is getting good scores and bad ones. Not all data might be available depending on how much traffic your website gets, but you can at least get an understanding from the performance issues section. If your website needs work, don't worry. We'll go over some of the major steps you can take to drastically speed up your site. Let's get into it. Let's start with your WordPress theme. Themes filled with excessive code, animations, and bulky design elements can severely slow down your site. Heavy themes take longer to load, especially on mobile devices where bandwidth is more limited. When choosing a theme, opt for a lightweight, performance-optimized theme. Make sure your theme speed is compatible with your website's needs by testing it with tools like Google PageSpeed Insights. A good theme balances style and performance. While it's tempting to go for the flashiest design, simple and clean themes often outperform in speed and user experience. If you are using shared hosting, which is common for beginners, you might be sharing server resources with hundreds of other websites. This can slow down your site dramatically, especially during peak times. Upgrading to a managed WordPress hosting service or opting for VPS, virtual private server hosting, gives your site dedicated resources. This is particularly crucial if your site has heavy traffic or a lot of content. So in this case, monitor your time to first byte in Google's PageSpeed Insights. If it's above 600 milliseconds, you might need to switch to a faster hosting provider. Now let's talk about caching. Caching stores a static version of your website, allowing visitors to access the content faster by reducing the server's workload. Caching can instantly improve performance, especially on repeat visits. Without caching, every time someone visits your site, your server has to process multiple requests, which slows things down. With caching, visitors get a pre-built page instantly, making a noticeable difference. Caching can be easily addressed with the easiest and most powerful performance plugin out there, WP Rocket. With WP Rocket, enabling caching is as simple as activating the plugin. It handles both page caching and browser caching, ensuring faster load times for everyone who visits your site. Next up is file optimization. The larger and more complex your site's files, like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, the longer it takes for browsers to load them. WP Rocket enables by default gzip compression to shrink your files even farther, compressing them by up to 90%. This reduces bandwidth usage and speeds up load times. Minifying your code removes unnecessary characters like spaces and comments, reducing file sizes and boosting speed. WP Rocket makes optimizing CSS and JavaScript files a breeze, letting you handle this with just a few clicks in the plugin's dashboard. Images are one of the biggest culprits for slow loading websites. Large, unoptimized images can drag down performance, especially on mobile devices. To fix this, ensure your images are compressed and optimized for the web. Use an image optimization tool like Imagify to convert images to WebP and AVIF formats. Those are modern image formats that reduce file size and make your site faster without compromising quality. Enable lazy loading so that images are only loaded when they come into view. WP Rocket offers this feature as an option, which saves bandwidth and speeds up page load times. Lazy loading is particularly effective for pages with lots of images. Instead of loading every image at once, it waits until the user scrolls to the image, improving initial load time. Using too many plugins or poorly coded ones can be a major drain on your site speed. Every plugin adds additional code, and some can cause conflicts or excessive requests to your server. Audit your plugins and deactivate or remove any that aren't essential. Look for lightweight alternatives or combine plugin functionality where possible. WP Rocket is a performance plugin that handles caching, file optimization, and even database cleanup, reducing the need for several individual plugins. Some plugins load assets on every page, even when they're not needed, slowing down the whole site. Reducing unnecessary plugins not only improves speed, but also reduces potential security vulnerabilities. Finally, let's talk about database optimization. Over time, your WordPress database accumulates unnecessary data, like revisions, drafts, and old plugin tables. This bloats your database, slowing down queries and overall site performance. With WP Rocket, you can schedule regular database cleanups to keep your site running smoothly. Removing unnecessary data improves both speed and stability. You can learn more about how to clean up your database on our WP Rocket blog. To sum up, a slow website can be caused by many factors, from poor hosting to heavy themes and unoptimized images. But with the right tools and techniques, you can speed things up in no time. WP Rocket makes many of these optimizations simple, with just a few clicks, helping you save time and effort no matter your technical skills. Make sure to see how your site compares in PageSpeed Insights before and after you've worked on optimizing your site. You should be happy with the results. Like and subscribe for more tips on WordPress optimization, and head over to WP Rocket to start speeding up your site today. Trying the plugin is risk-free with a 14-day money-back guarantee.